So here we go. Fella Matt, part 1 on the Urus. I'm not even looking at myself.
Speed.
We want it all. Speed.
Power and speed. Power, speed, and noise.
These are always the best sessions. I literally work just to do Matt stuff now.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready. Let's go. We're on the dyno.
It's like I can raise it up, yeah.
Right, the Lambo stock. Right, that's always a good sign. Got far through. So we're going OBD, thank God. I did think it's going to be a bench one.
Well, the ECU is on top.
Alright, let's see what codes we've got.
Everything.
Exhaust, door control, exhaust, checking. There we've got O2 sensors.
Is that what
checking code inversion in modules and the drivetrain. O2 delayed response. O2 delayed response. Clear them from motherfuckers. What we calculating?
So we've got 80% power.
Yeah.
And the stock power is 640, isn't it?
So there's 641, aren't there?
640. Stock power is 640. 10% of 640 is 64. So 10% to make 20% is 128. So 128 minus 640 is...
Quick maths.
400 and something.
It's 520 in it.
Is it 520?
Yeah. It's 820 off it.
500, that's what power we...
So
I guess.
We're saying about 5.
520.
5, yeah. Let's go. We'll
5.
say about 5, yeah.
So it might not even it might give you 80% power, but only up to like 5k reps.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, cause at the minute it's like 6, what, 6.8? No, 7k.
I don't think it's gonna go all the way up there.
Oh, I'll always find out. But then again, it's just Hannah driving it, so.
Yeah, she's never gonna thrash it.
She's never gonna be
She's
up
gonna
there.
drive it like the Range Rover.
Literally.
She's probably gonna thrash it once and then bob herself and then
Bob herself.
not do it again.
Bob herself. That's a new word. Bob herself.
Parking.
Then because we've got bFlash, I'm going full dyno mode. Let's turn off for that.
You have to flip it up, yeah, like a jet.
Like a jet.
Boom. All systems go.
So we're going dyno mode anyway, so we're going to switch a lot of that crap off.
Yeah.
Should just leave it in dyno mode, isn't it? Not no traction, no, it is.
Full send.
Content, mate. Oh, wow. You're the light of my life.
Look at that.
Jesus Christ.
So bright, isn't it? It's what we had when we were camping. I wonder where my dad put that flipping cap.
What's he got? I've got no codes now.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just double check. When you put it in this mode,
Brakes deactivated. We don't need them.
now rev it. It's like warm it. This way it gets warm. It idles so high.
I'd like
that
it's like
sport
1k in
mode.
it.
In course mode.
Actually, I want that one. That's taking your power out, that is.
Can we make it bubble?
Not in there. Right. This is very orange.
Orange. First step, stock run. We don't know where it's going to go.
Stockish run.
It's meant to be 640, but we're in limp mode. We think Phil's cleared the codes. It could go
It
differently.
might be out of limb. Well, no, we're still down on revs though. It's like 6.5k.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I reckon we're still going to be a limb.
No, that is where it revs.
Is it?
6.5k, yeah, it's really short. But I don't think it'll let you rev up there. I think it'll stop you.
You reckon?
Here we go, stock run.
What about the straps like?
We'll find, about to find out. 5th gear.
5th gear. Wow. Why it stinks. Okay, stock figures. What we're going to get, we don't know whether we're in a soft limp or not. This is Hannah's daily car. It sounds
This is
like
a Land Rover.
Yeah.
3 litre Land Rover.
Yeah, literally a 3 litre diesel Land Rover to a 4 litre
Oh
twin turbo
my
V8.
god. So yeah, this is going to get rebuilt again.
What are we at?
534.
534. Hey, we were quite close then to our prediction.
Your maths weren't far off.
Yeah, it weren't far off, was it?
No.
534 bhp in like a soft limp mode, which is what we thought was, because we think we're getting 80% of the power, which was around the right region, we think.
So we'll cap it to about 300 brake as it's handed.
Yeah, let's go down.
Jeez, we should have a woman mode. Start run.
Oh, we got all the
Powers. Yeah, that's right. That's literally all the things that you've got on there.
I'm going to film that screen.
Yeah, okay,
I don't think it puts it in part when I open it.
Doesn't matter. So as you can see, the power drops off. Ugh. So first run, we're at 534.6, 731 newton meters. So it's not too bad, really. It's like in a soft limp at the minute, so we'll see how we get on with the rest of it. Here's Matt, just done his little bit on his camera.
Whee!
So not bad, eh, Matt? 534.
That's what we predicted. We predicted that it was going to be 80%.
It's still quite mad that you think 500 brake is slow.
Yeah, that is slow. We need, if it ain't over 600, if it ain't over 700, we don't want to know. It's going to go over 700.
Okay, let's go.
I reckon it is.
Right, I'm going to read it off.
Yeah, so obviously I'm sitting there making this video, and I thought I'd go a little bit more into depth about the map structure itself. So this is obviously a Lamborghini Urus that I've read off with the bFlash, as you can see in the video. So I'm building a video at the same time, but I was watching the points about what I picked up on the map and things like that. And I didn't really go into much detail about what we actually do. So Matt's car I read a couple of weeks ago now on bench. So obviously I pulled the ECU off, read it off while they were still building the car. And when they do that, it leaves me chance then to build out the maps, get an idea of how this ECU works, so that we can start making some files up. Because obviously when we're filming these cars, we're on like a bit of a time schedule, because Matt's got other things planned for the car and things like that, so I can't just have the car for a couple of weeks sometimes. So it's a case of reading it off, having a look, and then by the time we're ready to go on the dyno, I've kind of built a decent base file to start, because it's the base file where it's kind of the hardest part of the job. If I can get a decent base file built out, then when we come to actually being on the dyno, it's a lot faster. I can just adjust it and make the tweaks that I need to make, rather than tuning the entire car from stock. Now, I've done quite a few of these ECUs already on different cars. I've done Lamborghini Urus before. I've done RS6s before. I've done the RSQ8, the RSQ6. So the ECU itself, I've already kind of built a decent file for it. Now, this is a MG1 ECU, so it's like the latest revision of Bosch. And there's not really like a great deal in it that really kind of puts you off doing these ECUs. You've got a lot of torque limiters. These are engine torque limited by speed. You've got more torque limiters here, which are the engine torque limiters that we're actually going to play with. So that the stock revs on these is, I'm sure it's 6.8. Yeah, so we got maximum RPM limiters of 6,800. Now, with the RPM limiters on these, because it's an automatic gearbox, you are limited by the automatic gearbox itself, depending on what the settings are on the automatic gearbox. Now, they're usually a bit lower than what the engine would be, because if you have the engine limiter lower than the DSG limit, you're going to hit the engine limiter first, so the car's not going to change gear. So if you're redlining, obviously when you're cruising around, there's other gear points and things like that that's going to change gear. But if you're in like Triptronic mode, full manual, you're just gonna bounce off that limiter, which is how we kind of make the limiters for when we say manual mode in Triptronic. It's not going to change gear up. It's because we've set the gear, the engine speed lower than the gears. So the stock one's 6,800. You've got gear limits. You've got RPM limits for oil temp and things like that as well. You've got load, which is it's kind of like the way this ECU deals with boost. You do have boost limits, which are set in millibars. So you've got obviously your atmospheric plus your positive. Now these are quite big ECUs, so they take a little bit longer to get through. But there should be. Here we go. So we're kind of getting into the air control tables now. Throttle, air ratios, and you've got load. So load's pretty much how these ECUs control what boost is. It works out the load by boost. It works out boost by load, and then there's load to torque maps and things like that. So there's kind of like a logic structure based on these tables. So to make more boost, I need to be raising these. Now the boost is limited by temperature, as you can see here. So the higher the temp, the less the boost you're going to get. This is intake air temp. A standard Urus, they get really hot. Like even though they're such big cars, the actual airflow going through the intercoolers is pretty crap. So they do get really hot. I mean, the stock one I've seen up like plus 120 degrees on the dyno. Slightly low on the road, but on the dyno you're gonna be seeing 120 plus. So they're gonna be going off these, and they could start dropping the boost off by themselves. So you've always got to watch that. You've also got, there's a lot of fuel tables on these cars. There's like spoil up fuel, fuel limits, fuel on what, BTS tables, which is like the limit of what your lambda is going to do, and all these are based off load 2. So if you look at the axes, they've got load, they've got RPM, and you've got a lambda target in the middle. So if I'm raising the load, I'm raising the axis of this too to get better control. It's just the basic logic of going through the ECU and setting them up. You've got a ton of timing tables. You've got cam timing tables. So that's controlling the cams on the actual engine itself. You've got, there's lots of those. There's more torque tables that optimize the engine torque. So it's all just part of the logic. A lot of the tables aren't really target tables. They're like kind of like massaging the logic tables. So we've got fuel correction, part of the injection system. You've got knock tables. So these are basically set to the noise of the engine. We don't touch these unless we really have to, or you've built the engine or whatever else. It's kind of like the knock detection. So it's the knock on all engines is pretty much based on sound. So you have to set up the frequency of the knock sensors to say anything above this is knock, anything below this is okay. So when you start changing the harmonics of an engine, so you're changing pistons, rods, things like that, then you need to be adjusting these tables based on that. I normally use deck cans for that, but either that will leave them alone. Lots of people don't, but it's each their own, however they want to do it. You've got the throttle tables. It's pretty much, you've got load. So these are like your boost request tables, percentage of load. So how much torque you're going to get is in a percentage. These go with the logic again. You can't just adjust these and expect it to do something. You adjust these and adjust other tables too, and it'll make power. What else we got? There should be a bunch of timing tables at the end. Yeah, fuel. You got a load of tables which you don't use. That's why they're not all in blue. So these are your timing tables. Again, you've got load at the top. So stock one would be sitting between these two, which isn't a lot of timing at all. These run really low timing. So most of the Audi engines, Audi VW, all that kind of stuff, they are knock limited. So they'll hit knock before they make the best torque, which is why they're so happy on things like E85 and things like that, because you just make a ton of power. So obviously the timing's really low on these compared to, you know, a lot of other engines that we could do. You've got minimum timing tables. We mess around with these for the pops and bangs. So you've got different modes and things like that. You've got optimum timing tables. So this is basically what they're saying maximum best torque is. So as we saw there, it was like -3. These up to like +13, +14. Where they're saying that you would be at maximum best torque, but you're never going to get there because your engine's knock limited. And that's about it. Like, they're not hard ECUs to tune, but you know, they're just like, you just have to learn the logic. Once you've learned the logic, the rest of it kind of falls into place. So that's kind of like a little bit of an overview of an MG1. I think we've just done the first poll, moving on to the second poll. So I've already built a base. I've loaded the base on with bFlash, and then we do a second poll, and I adjust from there. So enjoy the video.
Yeah, we're ready.
So pause that.
Traction button.
You do the traction. Matt's job. Manual.
Manual.
We go again.
Time to go.
Okay. If you get 7, it'd be nice. But I don't know where them heats like. How we can get more air into it.
Yeah, the air filter's right on top.
So first run, hang on, get that out. So first run, we're on 675.
675.
It's not bad. 1,064
What are they
newton meters.
writing? Ignore.
More pop and bang. Ignore him. So Matt wants more pop and bang. Hannah's saying ignore him. Pop and bang.
If you rev it now, I reckon it will.
I haven't put any in yet.
I don't know whether it's sport or course it pops and bangs in.
What do you reckon?
What happened? What's sport? What's that do?
Oh, sounds
Oh, it went quieter.
Oh, yeah, you get. It holds the revs.
Why is
So
it doing that?
sport just holds the revs. Hey!
Why is it doing
I don't know. That's just how it is. We haven't show you that yet. So let's go.
So we've made a few tweaks. I've flattened out a flat spot and I've sent it back to bFlash. So bFlash is now going to flash it pretty fast because there's a patch already there, and then we can start going again.
So as you can see, Matt's still putting the car together. Oh, great.
Dad put this door together.
Your dad did. Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
and then he said, "Oh, this side didn't go in very well," and then I've just realised that because I opened the door and it fell out.
Do you hear that? Tony's done wrong.
It's not.
Doc. That's to dock his wages.
Not good, is it? How did that go in? Let him sort that.
Tony, your shit out.
So, of course, yeah. Manual. Traction. You do your bit.
My bit.
Yes. Hang on. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. So, gotta get back there again.
There you go. it revs now. Yeah. Oh yeah. That sounds good. I don't think Hannah's impressed.
Sorry, Hannah.
Yeah.
Matt likes it.
Yeah.
Right, what we got?
Oh, it's smoothed out a bit, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
What's it say? I can't read it. I haven't got my glasses.
707.
707 horsepower, 1,019 newton meters of torque.
I just took a bit out of the up and give it a bit up top to make it
Makes sense.
make 700 brake.
Well done, Phil. 707
Seven brake.
bhp in a daily SUV car for Hannah.
Sorry,
She's
Hannah.
not going to be happy.
Sorry, Hannah. But Tony needs to fix the door.
yeah, but that needs to fix this door. For God's sake.
Cheap shit.
Sick. Yeah, that did it.
Fix it, David. Done that one, haven't we? So, final run, we're at 707 bhp.
Speed, power, and noise. Ticked.
We have all of it. So,
And 1,019 newton meters.
that's a lot of newbies. So, I was looking to get round about 700 brake, so we've done that, and hopefully Hannah will be happy with it.
So that's faster than the Urus Performante, which is 666 horsepower.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So now this is a Urus SVJ.
So buy the cheaper Urus, bring it to me, and I'll sort it out for you.
Speed.
Speed. That one, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll get on with the next Max car. See how we get on. That's it for the Urus.